like to thank the management of Muya Education Society Arts, Commerce and Science College, the principal of the college, Dr. S.L. Laure sir, vice principal, coordinator, convener, all the faculty members and students. I'm thankful to provide me this opportunity to give my views on this topic. So topic of my presentation is identification of IP components in the beginning of research. So before this, what is IP? It is intellectual property. So intellectual property, why we need to study this? It's more important. As we know, we all have some property, such as farm or a car or laptops or mobiles. These all we own. Now, this intellectual property is similar to the normal property. Like our farm, nobody can enter into our farm or they cannot use it, neither they can sell it. Similarly is intellectual property. So intellectual property, it's a property produced by the human. So a human intellect, and that too having a commercial value. Just whatever comes to our mind cannot be said as human intellect. So this idea should have some commercial value. That is intellectual property. And why we need to study it at the beginning of research, that is to know its commercial potential. So if I have some intellectual property or idea, before actual applying, I should protect it, because if I do not protect it, somebody else will use it, and once it is used or it is in the public, it has no value. So anybody can use it, I will not get any money or royalty through it. So now those who are in this webinar, they will agree that nobody in this world does research only for the sake of doing research. It is done to get some royalty or to get some money. That is why we need to protect our intellectual property. So our idea should be protected for getting some commercial benefit. Now this intellectual property, it's intangible in nature. That is, it is not physical. We cannot hold it. So it will be in our mind, in or the invention that we can do. So it's intangible in nature, but we can store it in tangible form. That is, we can write a research, we can do patents, write a patent, draft a patent, store it in CDs or computer chips. Now, how to protect our intellectual property? So there are various IPRs, that is intellectual property rights. Now, these are the rights granted to the creators. The one who has that human intellect, they will be given some rights by the government. And these rights will help in protecting the creation. So it can be any creation in the form of idea, invention, instrument, and etc. Now, these IPRs are mostly territorial in nature. That is, it will be dependent to a country. So whatever is done in India, it can be patented or it will get the right in India itself, not in US. So these are territorial in nature. So at a time, you can file in one country. So if I have some invention of mine, I need to file in India separately, in US separately, in UK separately. So these are territorial in nature. So I have given some examples. So intellectual property, idea or invention, this can be protected as patent registration. So for protecting idea or invention, you need to file a patent. Now second is secret production. So you can keep your process or a product you have mostly process, whatever process is used for developing a product, it can be protected by trade secret. So you have to keep it secret under contract law. So these topics we'll be studying in detail in next slides. Next is particular way of representation under copyright registration. Now, for example, whatever slides I'm showing, these slides can be copied by somebody else. But if they use my slides and represent in some other way, then I cannot say it is copied, because particular way of representation. So everybody has a different way of representation. Whatever books we use for studying, all are copyrighted, but still we write down answers from that book. So it does not mean that we are copying their material. We are using that material, but representing it in our manner. So that is copyright registration. Next is brand name or trade name. So mostly this trade name is used for trademark or for business purpose. For example, McDonald's. So once we see the McDonald's sign, we come to know that here we get burgers and everything. So those, it gives some identity to that product or that goods. Now, why we need to protect IP? As I had told that everybody does research for the sake of some royalty. So for capital expenditure for new products, now recent we know about COVID vaccine. Nowadays, COVID has caused chaos in the world. So most of the companies, they are trying to produce some drugs. And now for the production of drugs, large amount of money is required. Now, if most of the amount is used now, for new products, again, you require some expenditure. So most of the companies, they go for patent, filing a patent, getting royalty, and that can be used for production of new drugs. Next is R&D, for promoting research and development. Mostly for, in case of research labs, for research, you require a lot inputs, such as chemicals or instruments or other material. For that also you require money, and that can be gained through intellectual property protection. Next, marketing and advertisement. Next is no freeloaders or legal benefits. Now, if we see example of Serum Biotech or Bharat Biotech, whatever they have produced, they require some royalty through it. And if they do not protect it through any of these IPRs, anybody can use it and they will not get the legal benefits. So for getting legal benefits, you need to protect your intellectual property. Maintaining loyal followers, those who can give the actual loyalty or royalty to the producer. And last main important is to gain the benefit, that is profit. Now IP as a property, like normal property, you can sell this property, you can buy this property, you can also give it on rent, or you can pass it under will from son to his grandson, and it may go ahead. And it can also be assigned to somebody else. Only the difference is some of the IPRs, they have some sort of protection. That is for few years only it will be protected. Other time it won't be protected. So that the properties will be seen ahead. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, sir. Now, these are the types of intellectual property rights: copyright, geographical indications, plant varieties, integrated circuits, trademarks, industrial designs, trade secrets, and patents. So before going into research, we need to find out what is our topic and what topic can be covered under these IPRs. So suppose if I'm starting with some research point and I'm writing a manuscript. So before writing that manuscript, which can be protected under copyright, I need to think whether it will go under patent, or if I'm producing some product, whether it will have some industrial design. Suppose a bottle with some different cap having different aeration material, that time I can go for industrial designs. At the same time, what is the shape of that bottle? How can I protect it? So at a time, we can go for many IPRs for protection during research. So these are few IPRs that I have listed. Along with this, there is one more, that is traditional knowledge, which is not patented, but that is stored in the traditional knowledge digital library. So whatever herbal products or the Adivasi people, whatever products are there, those plants are stored in traditional knowledge digital library. So first, copyright. So the sign C with the circle indicates the copyright sign. Many books or even the computer programs, they are copyright protected, so that nobody can use it. So it's an exclusive legal right given to the creator of that intellectual work. Now this copyright, it has some limitations, or it can be used by some other people also. So these rights, owner has the right to reproduce it. Suppose I have copyrighted my book, I have the right that I can reproduce it, I can make it, I can copy that book, adapt or perform it, distribute, translate, and publicly display the work. So if it's my work, I have the right to display it once it is copyrighted. So under the copyright, there are these three categories: original literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic works. So under these are computer programs. Most of the computer programs are copyrighted. Computer programs cannot be patented. So this is limitation of patent. Patents cannot be used for protecting computer programs. They can be protected. This computer program, if we embed it in a hardware, so software, if we embed it in hardware, that time it can be patented. But software alone cannot be patented. It can be copyright protected. So some drawings, books, or paintings, or architecture work, Even those paintings can be protected under copyright. Then comes cinematographic films, visual recordings or the sound recordings. These are also protected. Sound recordings in the form of CDs. Now examples are, so literary works, novels, diaries, poems, these all can be protected. Similarly, musical, choreographic works, dance, the form of dance can be copyrighted. Artistic works are copyrighted. Architectural works, figurative works. So maps or charts, some scientific charts can also be copyrighted. Cinematographic works, movies, video. Many movies have some copyright for few years. Photographic works and program works such as computer programs. So for this, I would like to give an example of Three Idiots. So Three Idiot movie, this was adapted or produced from a novel. So novel written by Chetan Bhagat. So that novel was 5 point someone. This novel was adapted into a movie, that is Three Idiots. So during this time, the copyright violation should not occur. So the rights were taken from, rights or the permission was taken from that author. So that 5 point someone book was adapted into the movie so that there is no violation of copyright. So permissions need to be taken and the rules need to be followed. Now, protection of copyright. So term for protection is lifetime of the author plus 60 years from the death of author. So if any author has written a poem, so that poem will be protected after his death for 60 years. So regarding this protection issue, famous actor, his father had written poems. So I will not give bold statements on that, but there was issue going on that this should be protected for lifetime. After 60 years, what will happen? Those poems will come into the market, in the public, and anybody can use those directly. So there was issues going on this concept that copyright should be lifelong, like a normal property, which goes from father to son, son to grandson, and so on. But this is not allowed in copyright. It will be only after death till 60 years. Broadcast reproduction rights only for 25 years. So once it is adapted from some novels or from the original work for 25 years, performers right till 50 years. So authors' rights, mostly this is done to save the moral rights of the author. Next is geographical indications. So geographical indication, this is used to identify agricultural, natural or manufactured goods. But these goods should be originating from a definite territory in India, from a localized or from a specific place. It should not be scattered. Now, for example, Alfonso mangoes or Kolhapuri chappals, these are limited to one area only. So identifying either the natural or manufactured goods which are in the specific area. For that, you can give GI protection. Now, what is the requirement? It should have special quality. So Alfonso mangoes, if you taste these mangoes in that territory, it should have that same quality, same aroma. Plus, it should have some same characteristics, reputation based upon the climatic conditions, and it should be unique to the geographical location. So it's not that in one area it's Alfonso, in another area same Alfonso is tasting the same. It is unique to that geographical location. It will not change. So who can file? Normally, other IPRs can be filed by a single human being or a single person. But when you go for registration of GI, geographical indications, you need to have the association of persons, the people around that geographical location or the producers together or an organization, they can apply for getting protection for their products. Now, this registration or protection is for basically for 10 years and which can be further increased based on payment of fees. So this is one GI which can be for lifelong once you keep on paying the fees. In case of copyright, it was for limited time being. Here you can go for further duration by paying the fees. So examples of geographical indications are Darjeeling tea, Kanchipuram silk sari, strawberry from Mahabaleshwar, Kullu shawl, Nashik valley wine, Alfonso mangoes, Nagpur orange, Kolhapuri chappal, Bikaneri bhujia, etc. There are n number of GIs. Next is protection of new varieties of plants. So this is mostly related to the botanist or agriculture breeders. They are used to protect or they can help protect their new varieties. So once they go on for breeding, and develop a new variety that can be protected. And mostly this is protecting two people or two, we can say, mass populations, farmers and the breeders who are involved totally in the plant growth. So what is need for protecting new varieties? First is establishment of an effective system. So there should be an effective system how to protect the plant varieties. Next, so that the farmers and breeders are safe, that whatever they are producing, the seeds, those are protected properly. They are not getting wasted, neither they are getting uh, problematic as because it will not be diluted. Next is to stimulate investment for research and development. So many seed industries, they are involved in doing the research and development for the better production of seeds, high quality seeds. So for that, they should get some investments, they should get some money. And last is to ensure availability of high quality seeds. So in between, there were news that few seeds or whatever seeds were used by farmers from so and so company, the seeds only there was 10 to 20% viability. Other seeds were not showing viability. So maybe the quality of seeds were not to that mark. So to ensure that there is high quality seeds and that is being supplied to the farmers, you new varieties. So what is the criteria for protecting them or for the registering the new plant variety? They should be novel. It should be new, distinct, that is different from the original. It should be uniform. So suppose if I'm planting 100 seeds, out of that only 80 are showing actual or 50 are showing me good growth and 50 are not that good, it will not be considered uniform. So there should be uniform, all seeds, most of the seeds should be showing same growth, and main they should be stable. That is, in one generation they are showing stable growth, second generation there is no stability or the growth is not same. That should not happen. So these are the four criteria which should be followed for plant varieties. So when we are going for research, in case of botanist or agriculturist, these all criteria are considered while studying the breeding experiments and all, that this criteria should be followed. And now protection from date of registration. Suppose if you are working on trees and vines, from the date of registration, you can protect it up till 18 years. And for the extant varieties and other plant varieties, it is 15 years. Next, IPR is layout designs, topography of integrated circuits. So this is mostly related to the electronic circuit part. So whatever semiconductor integrated circuits are present or whatever is produced, those can be protected under this SKID law or SKID Act 2000. So what is criteria? Again, the main criteria, it should be original, inherently distinctive. It should be different and it should not be commercially exploited anywhere. So this commercial exploitation is same for all the IPRs. Before registration, it should not come into public, neither it should be used unless and until for testing it is utilized. So protection is for this integrated circuits 10 years from the date of filing or first time it is commercially exploited. That is, suppose I have used the integrated circuit, I'm getting result at minor level. So I need to study it at the major level or to study it at the commercial purpose outside. So that from that time, 10 years. So for because I'm using it for testing purpose, from that time only till 10 years, it will be having protection. Next are trademarks. So trademark, this is a sign. So any sign or business identity for the purpose of getting business or for the purpose of marketing. So this is used to distinguish the goods of one trader from those of another. Now you might have seen related to shoes or related to any commodities, there are a branded one and the second one is the, it's not branded, but they have used some of the logos of the branded person. For example, if you see Adidas, the branded one has the word ADIDAS, but the copyright, the one who had copied it may have changed, instead of S, C they have written. And many people while buying that commodity or the good, they get confused and they use the another one. So this is, so for that trademarks are used, or for that you have to go for trademark registration. Now, what are the signs? It can be name, as I have told Adidas. It can be words. It can be logos, pictures, or a combination of any of these. So these all can be used as business identity. And it's mostly used for marketing purpose. As once it is marketed and people come to know, so customers can buy the correct branded quality good. Now, to register a trademark, it should be distinctive, different from other, and not deceptive. So it should not be that one has used word Adidas, another has changed I and written E. So it is deceptive. That should not be used. And it should not be contrary to the law or morality. So if one is going through a correct legal way, another should not go and use it illegally. So it should not be contrary to the law, and it should not be identical or similar to earlier marks. So suppose from the beginning, there was one branded or the good quality goods used, and another person has used same after 10 years. So that is not allowed. Now protection is 10 years from filing and renewable every 10 years for successive periods. Again, this is important because in research, when we go for patents, it has limited time. So if we club patents with trademarks, with some copyright material, your protection goes on increasing. So 10 years initially, and then it can be renewed after every 10 years for successive periods. So here I have given some examples of trademarks. So trademarks, these can be fanciful words or invented words. Like Cadbury, it's written in a fancy word, or arbitrary marks. Arbitrary meaning it has some real meaning, no relation to the goods. For example, apple is shown. Apple has a meaning, it's a fruit. But this apple has no meaning with the goods. Apple is so there are laptops, mobiles of Apple. So they have no relation with the goods. So that is arbitrary marks can be used, or suggestive marks can be used, such as baby dry, which indicates it is the nappies. So here are few logos or words. So from the first two pictures, you come to know these are the cars. So if you have the 4 concentric circles, we come to know this is an Audi car. Or Oral-B, the specific logo with those words, or Colgate. It shows some different structures or some different spellings, or in the color, even that red, white color, it's unique. Next is Maggie. Nowadays, there are so many noodles coming in, but this logo indicates this is Maggie, a brand one. Even if you are traveling somewhere and if you see that capital M with the red, yellow color and the red background, it indicates this is McDonald's, which is present. So from these logos, immediately you come to know, and so it is being used as a business identity. Next comes designs, which is protected under New Designs Act 2000. So what comes under designs? So any aesthetic or ornamental features of an object. So that can be protected. It is not related to functional aspect, because this can also come under patents. Patents can be given for any instrument, but it should have some function. Now here designs, it just goes for the outside appearance. It has nothing to do with the functional aspect. So either 2D or 3D pattern of a handicraft, a product, or any industrial commodity can be protected under Designs Act. So whatever appearance is seen, what you can look or feel, that can be protected. So criteria is it should be new, original, and not disclosed to the public. So there should be no other cases related to that design. And it should be significantly distinguishable from the known designs. And protection is 10 years initially, which can be extendable to 5 more years. Now next main is trade secrets. Now trade secrets, like others, do not have any protection, like that it will be protected 10 years, 20 years, so on. The time it is kept secret, it is protected till that time. So any information that provides economic value that is not in the public and has been reasonably kept secret. So any product which is produced by any process, and this process is not known to the public, it is just known to those 2 or 3 people who have produced it, and they have kept it secret, and they have not revealed it to anybody else, that can be protected under trade secrets until and unless they do not tell it to others. So trade secret, it is important also, and plus it is risky. So the time it is kept secret, it has that royalty. After that, if it goes into public, you cannot do case or you cannot go for fighting anywhere because it has not been registered. So what can be protected under trade secrets? It can be formulas, patterns, any patterns of circuits, compilations, programs, devices, methods, techniques, or processes. So any of these can be protected, or it can be kept secret and protected until it is kept secret only. So protection of trade secret can be as long as they remain secret and protected by contract law. So suppose if I have a company and I have a process which is secret and that is used for producing a product. So those employees which will be coming and working in that company, those have to follow that contract law or they have to sign that contract law that even if they are leaving my company and going somewhere else, they will not be disclosing that process to anybody else. Now, famous example is of Coca-Cola. It has its trade name, trademark that name, and it is been protected under industrial design. That bottle of Coca-Cola is protected. So that design cannot be used by anybody else. So trademark can be lifelong till the time years. After that, it comes into public, anybody can use it. But the process of producing Coca-Cola is till today not known because it is kept secret. So bottles shape is being now into market, but the other things are protected. So trademark is protected, process is protected because it is kept secret, nobody knows it. So if you know Pepsi Cola, so they are the biggest competitor of Coca-Cola. Know the process, and if you taste both the drinks, they are different. Now next comes to patents, and because most of the scientific processes, methods or techniques, they can be protected under patent protection. So this is a legal exclusively given for protecting your. So the patent or the owner or the creator who has or the inventor who has gone for that invention, they can use their invention for limited area and time, because as we have seen, patents or the IPRs are territorial. So for a limited area, maybe in India or wherever place they have filed, they will be getting protection, and for limited time, that is 20 years from the date of filing. Now, why patent is more important? Again, if we take example of Covaxin or Covishield, the time when they started their research, at that time only they might have gone for patent protection. The reason being, when we start with research, immediately why we should protect our work is that others should not steal your work or others should not file before you. In India, suppose there are two people working on the same research area, and one has got, suppose one person has filed it today and the other person is still working on the same topic and he has filed after 10 days. Still that after 10 days, the second person has no meaning because it has already been filed before 10 days by the first person. So when the second person is using it, first person can file a case against that second person that he is using his work. So that comes after publication and after getting the patent. But still this 10 days gap is even 10 minutes gap can also lead to infringement conditions. That is, the person is copying his work. That is why you, whenever you go for research, initially you should go for filing or you have to protect your idea. So once the idea comes into your mind, start with the minor experiments. Once you get some results, go for provisional specification. Provisional indicates just you have few results and you have an idea. So just 2 pages, so you can write a provisional specification, you can file a patent for that. And after within 12 months, you can complete your other work and then you can go for complete specification. So here you get a protection. If there is some purpose, people will feel that I will complete my complete work and then I will file a patent. Meanwhile, maybe somebody else have used your work or somebody else have filed a patent for it. So your work gets no meaning. That is why patents are filed at the beginning of the research or at the just primitive conditions when you have started with the work. So when you get a patent, you restrict others from making, using, or selling it without authorization. So if a person has a patent and other person cannot use it directly without his permission, so they have to take his permission for using or give some royalty for using that work. Now, when government is giving you rights that others should not use your work, not neither sell your work, so what are we giving to government? So after 20 years from the date of filing, all the material comes into public. So applicant must disclose how his invention works in sufficient detail so that whatever research that person has done, the other people can know it. They can find out the gaps in the research and they can start working on it. So after 20 years, your application or the patent, it comes into public and anyone people can use it. So mostly one invention, you can file one patent. So you cannot do that 2 to 3 inventions, you are clubbing together and filing one patent. For one patent, you require only one invention. Now what can be patented? Process or a method used for producing a product, machine or apparatus, for example, PCR machine. Now PCR machine works on a software or a program. So as I have already told, that programs can be copyrighted, but if they're embedded in a machine or a hardware, it can be patented. So machine or apparatus, you can say hot air oven or PCR machines, these can be patented. Article of manufacture, any manufactured goods which are different from the original ones can be patented. Products can be patented, or improvements of any of the above. So initially, maybe I'm using one process to produce one product, and I have patented the process. After few days, I get some modifications that that the before process is slightly, if I modify it, I get better results. So even that improvement can be patented. Now, what are the requirements for patentability? So it should be useful. So it's not that I get some idea and I'm working on it and it is not useful for the public. So such cannot be patented. It should have some utility. It should be novel. It should be new, different from the prior art. That is, it should not, in public, that is in case of research papers or earlier patents, it should not be present. So it should be totally new. It should be non-obvious. That is, it should not be obvious to any person skilled in the art. For example, if a person is working in physics and the other physics people should not find it obvious, they should find it non-obvious. That is, it requires some work, because if a botany person looks at the physics research, he will feel that it is non-obvious. So the person skill in the art, the same research area, that person should feel it non-obvious. So it should, yes. Now, what are the tips to the innovators or the researchers? When you're going for research, you should not publish or present or display that invention anywhere. So at the beginning of research, you should find out, identify which IP I can use. So if I'm going for a process, or if I'm studying a process or a method for producing a product, so I should find out whether it can be patented, whether it can have a trademark, whether there will be a design. So suppose if I'm using a process can be patented, so that I can identify. If I'm going for product, so if the product, I can check for the design. Suppose if I have an instrument works by some process, patented instrument has been protected under Designs Act, and what that instrument that can be studied by that manual. So manual can be copyrighted. So these are all IPs we can study at the beginning. We can identify it earlier, and then we can apply it within the filing processes. So if we want to go for patents or any of this IP, initially we should maintain the records. So for students, I can explain this, that you need to keep a notebook. Then you have to keep the pages sequential, that in between only you cannot tear the pages. So whatever work you are doing, you should write exact ideas. You should not change the experiments. So that if any other person is using your notebook, they can also reduce that to practice. That is, they can also get the same results. Now, main thing is first to file. The one who goes for first filing, he will get the patent first, not the others who are waiting till the complete experiment to occur. Then you should periodically show your notebook to somebody else. So to your guide or to the tutor, anyone, you have to show the results. You have to have the witness sign pages along with the date. Now, once you want to file your application, important thing is you should go for searching, prior art search. Otherwise, the thing is I'm only going on doing research, but I don't know whether it is in prior art or not. So before going for research or before going for filing an application, first you need to go for prior art, check whether it is present in, it has been patented already. Because if it is already patented and you're doing the same work, it has no meaning, because you cannot go for filing or the registration. So important is go for prior art search. So procedure for filing is check for patentability. That is, you will go for prior art search. You will check whether it has been published somewhere. If it is not published, go for patentability search. That is, check whether your work can be patented, whether those three criteria are followed: utility, novelty, and non-obviousness. If all these three criteria are followed, then go for drafting. As I have already told, either provisional or complete specification, any of this you can go for filing. So once it is drafted, that it is written, go for filing the patent application. Once it is filed, within 18 months, it gets published, or you can go for express publication. So by paying extra fees, you can go for expedited publication. Once it is published, again, there are various steps. It will be examined. So there are examiners who will examine your patent, whether it is correct or whether it is following all the rules. Once there is examination, there can be oppositions because it comes on the website. So many of the competitors can check for that application. If they find it is okay, it goes further, or there will be oppositions. Then you have to give the answers. So after opposition, next is final decision on grant of patent. So if you get a patent, every year you need to renew the patent till 20 years. After 20 years, the patent comes into public, and the normal people can observe, or they can look into the patent application. So examples of patents: OncoMouse. We know OncoMouse, it's a mouse having that oncogene present. So in case of patents, as we are biology students, most of the things are related to genes. So gene sequences, there was large issues going on gene sequences, whether genes are patented or not. So now it's known that if there is human intervention in the genes, those genes can be patented. For example, now here BRCA1 genes, that is breast cancer genes. So initially these genes were not patented. Later on, this was patented because there was human intervention, there was change, and this gene was produced or made in the lab artificially. So by using post-transcriptional modifications and all techniques, BRCA1 gene was patented. OncoMouse, normal mouse who was injected with the oncogene and the processes were conducted, those that mouse was patented. One more famous landmark case was related to Anand Chakravarti case. Anand Chakravarti is an Indian scientist by origin and residing in America. He had found out Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Actually, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, it is naturally occurring bacteria, but he had inserted plasmid into it. So now that Pseudomonas aeruginosa could degrade the oil spills. So that was due to human intervention. So there was a lot of litigations going on in that case, whether it should be patented or not. So at the end, it was considered the genes, or if there is human intervention, only those things can be patented. So related to biology, that human interventions can be patented. Now we know Samsung mobiles or Apple, any mobiles, if you see, there are thousands of patents in the single mobile. So maybe the shape of the under Designs Act, even the softwares can be copyrighted. So the programs feed into that mobile are copyrighted. The shape is protected under Designs Act. Plus, there are n number of patents for the different things. Even Google is patented. So some international coatings, powder coatings for seeds, that can be patented. Nanomagnets used for detection of leukemia cells. So these are a few examples I've taken from college sites where leukemia cells that can be detected from nanomagnets, patents on COVID-19 issues, some diagnostic patents, or Catalyst Biosciences, that is use of enzymes for inactivating target protein. So which enzymes to use and what is the process, that can be patented. So this is a basic example. So as we know, before beginning research, as we have seen that what IP you can apply for that research. So a simple example is pressure cooker. Now, if you see this pressure cooker is patented, it has copyright, it is been protected under Designs Act, and plus it has trademark. So patent, it is given for improved mechanism. So the process, how it occurs in the pressure cooker. Copyright is given for the manual. So when you get a new instrument, along with that instrument, you get a booklet, which is a manual, and that manual is copyrighted. Design for the shape, and trademark is the brand name given. For every instrument or every goods, they have some logo or brand name given, which can be protected. Now, patent, after 20 years, it will expire. So the mechanism will be known to the public. But copyright will be remaining for many years. Design, again, within 15 years, it will expire or it will come into public. Again, trademark will remain for lifelong. So if you have two pressure cookers, one which has come into the market after 20 years after filing the patent, now it's into public, and second is the new one, still you will go for the one which is earlier because of its trademark, that is brand name. So within that time or within 20 years, it has achieved that location where you know that this pressure cooker with this brand name is having good quality. So you will go for the old one rather than the new one. Similarly, for the CD player, again, its design is protected. It has been registered under trademark. It can be protected for the music under copyright, and mechanisms can be protected under patents. So that was related to all IPRs. Now there is organization structure of IP offices. So where are the IP offices, intellectual property offices in India, where you can go for filing or registration. So these are few of the offices given in Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, where these are the 4 places where you will have a patent office, trademark, geographical indications, and patent information services in Nagpur, where they give you the idea or give the knowledge about the patents. So these are the agencies or website which will help in IPR facilitation. So they will help you in knowing the IPs, as well as help you in filing the intellectual property rights, either patent or copyright or trademark. So thank you.